Hi everyone, hello and welcome everybody to episode 23 of our Market Watch, right? So just to make sure that you guys are able to hear me and see me clearly, if you can do that, can you just type in 555 in the chat and also help us to hit the like button as well as give us some love so that I know that who is actually watching this, right? So if you can hear me clearly, see me clearly, you just help me to type in 555 inside the comments. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Hi, Albert. Hi, Kelly. Hello, Ivan. Right. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All right. For those of you who can see us, just comment 555 so that I know that you are actually here. And also very happy to actually see all of you again. So last weekend, we actually didn't do any market watch. So I know a lot of you have been asking, are we going to have our market watch back again? Yeah. So yes, tonight we have market watch. So I have actually prepared some really powerful content, and I think most importantly I've actually gotten a little bit of a feedback with regards to what we actually want to hear for market watch. I think end of the day, some of the feedback that you guys have actually given us is that this market watch actually gives you a lot more clarity when it comes to you entering the market on the following week. So this is probably something that I will continue to do. And I think very importantly is whenever I see any opportunity in the market, that's where I also wanted to point out to all of you so that we can actually see where the opportunities actually are. That's great. That's great. I see a lot of you actually here. Shuning, Anthony, Damien, Han Hawk, Ken, Teresa, Lucinda, Bonnie, Jackson. Wow, fantastic, fantastic. Yes. Oh, wonderful. You got a very sharp eyes. New haircut. No, not exactly new, Yeah, but I think one of the personally for me, right, I realized that I am a person that actually kind of love to go for haircut. I'm not sure exactly why. And actually I know exactly why, right? But I think the whole idea of having a haircut is almost very similar to us looking forward to Monday. I know some of us we might feel that wow, Monday again, not exactly the best day. But what happened is that for me, I always feel that Monday is like a fresh new day of the week. It's like the fresh new week that is actually happening. So whatever that is probably not so good or anything that's negative, okay, I will actually let everything go on Sunday, Monday, everything restart. And I think that is also a good time for us to re-strategize and make sure that we are actually coming back with the right frame of mind. And I think this is also something why a lot of people actually love, for example, we love January of the new year. So especially during a brand new year, that's where we like to set new goals. We feel more motivated because it's like, oh, it's finally a fresh new year. So for me, it's the same. Every time I have a new haircut, for me, I feel very refreshed. I feel like, wow, a new haircut, new beginning, and things like that. So I think it's the same thing. I hope that this market watch will also give you pretty much the same clarity. Okay, yeah. After watching market watch, it's a brand new week. It also means that the brand new week is coming, and you should be looking forward to the stock market. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Rachel. Yeah, I also realized that Rachel has always, constantly changed her hairstyle as well. Looking very, very refreshed. All right. So coming back to what I am going to share with all of you today. Okay. So allow me to actually bring up my slides so that all of you can actually see. But I just wanted to actually point out that today, whatever I'm going to share with you can be pretty, how to say, I think there'll be two sides of the picture. So later on, I'm going to explain a little bit as to what I am going to share today. So today, I think most of the time we will focus a lot more on the market outlook. And at the same time, with regards to the opportunities that I personally see, that's why I also wanted to give you guys a little bit more in depth. And I can assure you that this topic, okay, or the opportunities that I'm actually going to share is something that you guys are very, very much interested in. Okay, very, very much interested in. So, if you guys are ready to hear what I actually have for you guys for this week market watch, can you just type in E23? E23. It actually stands for episode 23. Okay, so if you can hear me, if you are excited about what I'm going to share, can you just type in E23? Episode 23. Right, so now I'm going to share my screen with all of you. So you should be able to see my screen right now. Yes, fantastic. All right, I'm going to just bring it up for all of you. So once again, okay, I just want to officially welcome all of you to Market Watch episode 23. And of course, before we continue, okay, just appreciate if all of you, you guys actually love all this sharing. Help us by giving us a like, love. And also, if it's possible, help us to share this out so that more people can actually watch this information as well. So of course, for today, we will focus on these three main areas. Number one is the short-term market direction. Secondly, is the opportunities. And last but not least, is actually a Q&A for you to answer for you to ask any questions. Okay. Very importantly, I think for every market watch, it is very important for us to do our own due diligence lah. So whatever I share with you, again, my game plan and your game plan might be a little bit different. So every time I share with you, any opportunities, as much as possible, I will also let you know whether what is the time frame, whether this is a long-term trade, this is a short-term trade, so that make sure that your game plan is aligned with my game plan. Okay. Right. So later on, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth as to what is long term, what is short term, and things like that. So not to worry, but very importantly, do your own due diligence. So the first thing I wanted to also share with you for a start is how do you actually track for trend changes? Okay, trend changes. I just want to use this example to showcase some of the recent trade that I actually entered and how the trend actually changed, and that's how I actually kind of had to get out of the market. So I think this is also a very important learning lesson for all of you as well. So I think this was shared about 1.5 weeks back. Okay, about 1.5 weeks back, or probably about coming to about 10 days, 10 days ago. All right. So I think it was a Tuesday, okay, where I actually shared this Live Nation Entertainment. Okay, Live Nation Entertainment. So at that point of time, okay, when I was sharing this, okay, basically we see this very, very long shooting star. Okay, I hope you all still remember what is shooting star. If you've forgotten, go and watch the previous video. All right, so a shooting stars, okay, if you see a long uptrend followed by a shooting star, it actually signifies a potential reversal. Okay, a potential reversal. And again, very importantly, when it comes to a potential reversal, how do you know that whether it is confirmed? You look for the next candle. So as you can see over here, the next candle has shown a red candle, okay, which actually makes the setup valid. So that was where I actually say that this is a shorting position. We can actually get short this. As you can see, the green color is the potential profit. The red color is where you need to kind of get out of the market. That kind of means that you are wrong. All right. So you can see that for the next 2 days, okay, the market actually goes in the direction that we were actually expecting it to move. And suddenly on this particular day, okay, there was a huge buying, okay, and we can actually see from this particular candle, super huge. All right. So immediately when I see this candle, right, okay, that day itself, I know that this position or this setup is no longer valid. Okay, that means the trend has actually changed. Right. So when I see such thing happening, that's where I actually had to cut loss. Right. So for this position, I actually went in and I had to take like a 20% loss. All right. So I think this is something that is really important. But again, okay, don't be too pessimistic about this, okay, because as you can see, this is a resistant area. So previously, I have also shared that during a resistant area, if you see a strong breakout, this can actually be a strong entry signal also. Okay, which means that if you see a strong breakout above the resistance, okay, there could be a huge potential upside coming. So which means that this particular position, actually, when you see this, what you can do or what you need to do is actually, if you have a short position, if you're expecting it to go down, and because of this, you have to cut loss. And if you want, you can also change it to a long position. In fact, you actually change direction, right? As you can see, it actually goes up a little bit higher. Of course, for the last 2 days, it came back down a little bit, right? So this is something that I just wanted to share with all of you. First is, of course, the cutting loss, okay, when there is a trend change. And of course, when the trend change and if the scenario is something like that, it could also become an opportunity for us. So I just wanted to point out to you also another example that pretty much the same thing happened. Okay, I think this was shared, I think about one to 2 months back. Okay, for Lululemon. So Lululemon, same thing as you can see. I hope you all can see. Right in the middle, there is a shooting star. Okay, you can see it's actually more like a doji kind of a shooting star. Right, then following the next, the long wick, you can see a red candle. So that was again where I say that you can actually trigger, you can actually go in for a short position. So you can see pretty much the same thing happened. It dropped for 1-2 days, and then suddenly, but this is not that crazy. This is like, one long candle following by the next candle, and you can see that the strength of the candle is pretty strong, right? So even with these two, right, okay, let's not confirm anything yet because it is still within the resistance zone. It is still within this zone. But what happened after that, you can see that it continues to go up higher, and then you see this very, very long candle. So when you see this very, very long candle, if you have a previous position, same, you have to cut loss because definitely it is unlikely to come back down, okay, at least in the short period of time. All right. And of course, if you want to take advantage of this opportunity, same thing, you can actually trigger a buy position, okay, on this particular candle. So you can actually see that it continues to go up even higher. So all these are very, very short-term trade, okay, that you can actually take advantage using price action, which is looking at candlestick. So if you are following me so far, can you just type in PA, price action. So if whatever I share with you so far, you can understand, okay, can you just type in price action? So very, very important. So the next time this happen, okay, so I hope you all know exactly what to do. Okay, you know exactly what to do. And again, like I said, for my market watch, I can't actually be there, like every day to update or I'm actually getting out of the position, things like that. So as much as possible, I try to equip all of you with whatever I know. Okay, and of course, you all must remember, I think this is very important as well. Right. So coming next to today's kind of the main topic, okay, and that's the short-term market direction. So first thing first, let's look at the S&P 500. Okay, so nothing has changed. Okay, like I said, investing, let's keep it simple and systematic. So as usual, we're going to look at S&P, we look at Dow Jones, and we look at the Nasdaq itself. So this is not the latest. Okay, but this is basically what I shared during the last Market Watch episode 22. Okay, which is last Tuesday. Okay, which is actually last Tuesday. So last Tuesday, basically what I shared was I saw this doji over here, and what I actually mentioned is that we're gonna look at the next candle. If the next candle is a red candle, okay, then we could be looking at even more downside. Okay, we could be looking at more downside. So the next candle is important. So you can actually see that actually the next candle was pretty huge red candle. Okay, it was a pretty huge red candle. I wasn't expecting such a big red candle, but anyway, yeah, the red candle came, and you can see that the trend continued to go downwards, okay, for quite a couple of days. All right, and of course, I think for last week, it was kind of supported, and last Thursday, Friday, it was kind of being pushed up again. So basically, based on this, okay, I would say that the buying is definitely strong. Okay, the buying is definitely strong. So personally, for me, I do see that, okay, this in the short period of time, maybe for next week, it could either move in a sideways zone. Okay, that means sideways basically means that next Monday market open, it comes down again, and then it goes ding dong a little bit. Okay, or if let's say on Monday the market's open higher, okay, which is actually pretty much above the orange line, then we could be looking at even more upside in the short period of time, maybe within the next 1 or 2 weeks. All right. So let's look at the Dow Jones. Okay, so Dow Jones, same thing happened. So there was a shooting star, okay, last week. So again, we mentioned that the next candle is important. So as you can see, the next candle was a long red candle, similar to the S&P 500. Right, so again, the stock came down, okay, got kind of supported. Last Thursday, Friday, went up a little bit, right? So, right, again, I would say that this is pretty much following the S&P 500. It's going to go a little bit of sideways. Then, of course, if it goes up on Monday, then we could be looking at, a much faster recovery. Right. So again, I do see that there is actually strong support at this current zone. I personally don't see it going down even further. All right. So it's either sideways or I think it's going to recover. So which also means that later on, I will be sharing with you some of the opportunity that is present in the stock itself. I think for the Nasdaq, okay, pretty much similar lah. Okay, pretty much similar. Except for the Nasdaq, okay, I think it might be a little bit more challenging because interest rate does have an impact in the Nasdaq lah. But personally for me, I do see that it's going to move pretty much the same direction as S&P and Dow Jones lah. Likely it's going to be sideways, or if it can breaks even higher, if it goes even higher, then we could be looking at a recovery of the Nasdaq as well. All right. So if you're clear about the market direction for next week, can you just type in CCC? Stands for clear. Right, just type in CCC if you're clear about the market direction for next week. Right, so I think now we are going to go into the opportunity for next week. All right, so what is the first opportunity? Like I said, this is something that a lot of you have been asking me, okay? So over the last many weeks, okay, my answer to all of you is the same thing. I say that if you have not entered, you can enter. If you already enter, then don't enter more position. Okay, yeah. So I would say that for today, the target audience, okay, that I wanted to address is basically if you are not yet inside Alibaba, if you are not yet or you have not invested in any stock, okay, I do highly recommend you to take a look at this particular company. Okay, yeah, again, this is for people who currently have got no position in Alibaba, right? I really feel that this is an opportunity that I think it is worth putting some money in for those of you who are not currently invested. So again, let's look at valuation. Okay, so when we come to the stock market, okay, we look at two things. Number one, we want to invest in a good company. Number two, we want to invest in when the price is reasonable. Right. So I'm sure for Alibaba, if you actually look at the financial, you know that this is a great company, a wonderful company. I would say that if you are looking at somebody, let's say a company that passes all the criteria, pretty much Alibaba belongs to one of this company that had passed with flying color. All right, so really amazing financial. Now, when it comes to the valuation, which is whether is this company expensive, cheap, or reasonably priced, one of the easiest way to look at valuation is to look at relative valuation. That means you compare, okay, you compare the past versus now. So if you look at this thing called PE ratio, so PE ratio basically is like a multiplier of how much this company is making. It also tells you, how expensive or how cheap. So the higher the number, the more expensive it is. The lower the number, the cheaper it is. So you can see that previously, right, for Alibaba, the prices can go up to, even 47 or even 46, okay? And right now, it is actually at 19.4. Okay, right now it's actually at 19.4. Now, if you look at the 5-year average of this company, you can actually see that the 5-year average is actually at 38. Okay, 38. So what does this mean? Okay, 5-year average is 38. Right now, we are at 19. Pretty much, we are at half the valuation. Think of it this way, if let's say today, a laptop that you always love to buy is usually selling at $2,000. Right now, it is selling at $1,000. Okay, so it's half the valuation of the 5-year average. Okay, assuming that the price of the laptop goes up and down, so we take the average. But right now, the valuation is actually half. Right, so which put it as at the undervalued zone. Okay, so we have a great company, a wonderful company at a very undervalued price. Right, so this is from a FA perspective. Now, why personally for me, I'm pretty bullish. Okay, now I look at the chart as well. Okay, I look at the chart as well. So now if you look at the, if you actually zoom out the chart, okay, for more than a year, okay, as you can see, this is 2019 all the way to 2022. So this is about 2 years. Okay, so you zoom up, zoom up. You can actually see that at this current pricing of about 140 over dollars, this is a really strong support area. Okay, this is a strong support area, right? And last week, I think on Thursday, or in fact Wednesday, Thursday, okay, the market actually rebounded strongly, okay, from this support area, right? So I would say that with the combination of the strong company, great FA, undervalued valuation, and together with this strong support area using technical analysis. All right, so that is where I would say that if you are currently not yet invested, okay, I think at the current price point, it does give you a relatively high, how to say, profit to loss or risk reward ratio. Okay, so the reward is actually a lot higher compared to the risk that you are going to take. So that is for Alibaba. Let me just do a quick check. How many of you here are currently invested in Alibaba? If you are, can you just type in 1? If you are not yet invested in Alibaba, can you just type in 0? So 1 if you are already invested, and 0 if you are currently not invested. Let me just do a quick check. Okay, yes, for Kelly is not yet in, Albert is not yet in, Damien not yet in. Oh, okay, so you can see quite a number of you is not yet in. Okay, Rachel also not yet in. Kit is in, Danny is in. Okay, we have quite a number of Paul is in. Okay, yeah, quite a mix. Okay. Oh, but wonderful. I can see that actually quite a number of you are actually 0. Okay, so again, I hope that this opportunity is something that y'all can actually look into. Okay, look into. So now, I know a lot of you in your mind, again, is something that is very concerning is, of course, the China regulatory, issue. All right. So I think I actually just term this as the China tech crackdown. Okay, the China tech crackdown. And again, we have to understand that, okay, we have to look at China as China is a very strict parent. So we know that recently one of the things that the China regulatory did is they restrict the number of gaming hours. All right. So it's like what a strict parents would do to their kid. Hey, you can only play for 2 hours. After that, you cannot play anymore. Right. And of course, there is also a lot of regulation on the private education sector. Okay. And the reason why they are so heavily regulating the private education sector is because in China, whenever a company is able to obtain a lot of wealth, okay, from the rest of the citizen, okay, that's where the government will come in. Okay. So again, it's all about having fair treatment in their terms, right? So whenever a company is profiting a lot from other citizen, that's where the government will come in and kind of regulate. So we know that the tech sector in China has been something that is growing really, really fast. Okay, we have company like Tencent, we have company like Alibaba, we have company like even JD. Okay, Pinduoduo. These are all really, really huge China tech e-commerce company. So again, like I said, I think the whole thing started with the Alipay, okay, which is from Alibaba, which is the NIPO. That's where the government feels that, hey, wow, the tech is right now kind of relatively big, okay, that we have to do something about it. Okay, and that's where you realize subsequently they came out with quite a number of regulatory, for all the tech sector. And again, if you look at Alibaba, they have already been fined by the regulatory, right? So I do actually see that, they are not here. Okay, just remember the government is not here to kill all this company, because remember, in order for China to continue to grow at a relatively decent GDP rate, okay, which they are still trying to grow. And of course, for the people to continue to have the higher average income, so the whole country must grow. And in order for China to grow, 40% of the GDP actually comes from the tech company. All right, so you can see that the China government still relies pretty much heavily for the tech company to do well, so that the China overall economy can actually continue to grow and prosper. Right. But yet at the same time, if they feel that, hey, they are actually having too much control, let's say in terms of the data collection, again, China is very strict when it comes to data collection, especially when China data is being leaked to overseas. These are the areas where the China government will actually just come in and clamp it. So I do actually see that whatever they have done to Tencent, they have done to Alibaba, I don't see that they are here to continue to kill them. Okay. So I don't really see much further regulatory risk, at least towards this company personally. And we can also see that, right? For example, some of the China company, you realize that they are actually not being regulated, okay, or rather they are not being targeted this time. So which are some of the companies that are not so much being targeted? Is actually companies like AI, semiconductor, 5G, advanced manufacturing, and of course green energy. Right. So these are some of the areas where the China government is placing huge emphasis on. Okay. And at the same time, you realize that for China government, one thing you realize how they actually do things is that they will wait until you grow to a certain size. Okay. They will wait until the company grow to a certain size before they come in and control you. Okay. So while you are still growing, they will just continue to let you grow. In fact, they actually support you to grow. Okay, and once you reach a certain size, because they know that they can literally just control the company by regulation, so they wait until the company is of a certain size, is pretty influential, and that's where they actually come in. So I would say right now, in terms of some of the areas like 5G and really like green energy, these are some of the areas that is developing and is actually growing really, really fast, and it's something that the government is actually encouraging. All right. So that also comes to the next opportunity that I wanted to also share with all of you as well. Right. Yeah, I think there's a question from Irene. Alibaba 5.5 billion charity and Alipay split from Baba. Any significant impact to Baba valuation? To be honest, no lah. Okay, Alibaba is actually a super huge company. I would say with Alipay coming in, it would be a booster. It will be a booster. Okay. But I would say the current valuation actually has not included Alipay in it. Okay. So think of it. Right now it's already cheap, or rather super cheap. If let's say Alipay somehow another comes in, that makes this stock freaking cheap. Okay. So like I said, now the whole valuation is actually without Alipay, and of course already factoring in the fine that they have actually paid to the regulatory, and it is still very much amazing. All right. Yeah. Thanks for adding on. Right. 5.5 billion for them is really not significant. Their revenue per quarter is 30 billion. Please don't tell me the next one is Tencent. No lah, not so boring. Okay, so the next company that I wanted to share with all of you is, I also want to leverage on some of the things that I actually read So when people are doing the research, okay, what we do is we just leverage So I can this is actually from Motley Fool. So Motley Fool actually issue a rare all-in buy alert. Okay, so it's like casino. So literally when they issue an all-in buy alert, it means that they are very bullish about this particular company. So this is a very recent article that they've actually written, I think less than a month ago, right? So in fact, maybe less than a month, maybe it's like less than a week. Okay, yeah. So what happened is that last week, NIO actually jumped 7.5% after a huge analyst upgrade. So who actually upgraded that? It's actually Goldman Sachs. Okay, so Goldman Sachs actually upgraded NIO to a buy price of $56. $56. Let me just do a check. The current NIO price at the current point is 35. Okay, so now it's 35. They are targeting a buy price of 56. So that's like a 66% upside coming from Goldman Sachs. So now, I mean, this is just analyst report. Okay, so for me, I'll just take it. Oh wow, not bad. Okay, we have Motley Fool, with the all-in buy, rating, and of course Goldman Sachs having a buy signal. Now, when we look at the financial itself, okay, one of the things that I personally love a lot, okay, is you can actually see that for NIO, they have actually turned free cash flow positive. Okay, free cash flow positive. So we all know that the car business or the automobile company is something that is very much capital intensive, especially right at the start where they have to set up the factory, they have to do a lot of setting up, So in order for them to grow fast, okay, they need to burn a lot of cash right at the start. And in order for them to continue to grow at a sustainable rate and to continue to expand and gain market share, having a positive cash flow is very important. Okay, so it's just like having cash is king, but having cash flow is even more powerful, especially for a growing company like this. So you can actually see that yes, NIO is definitely growing. Okay, but when I see a positive cash flow, why am I excited? Let me just share it with all of you also. Yes, exactly, right. So Paul knows exactly where I'm coming from. So if you look at Tesla, so we all know that the moment Tesla turned positive earnings, right, the share price just go all the way to the moon. right? So a lot of people, end of the day, we want to make sure that the company is profitable. Okay, so you can actually see that for Tesla in 2019, that's where the company actually turned free cash flow positive. And after they turned free cash flow positive, the following year, you can see that the company already start to make profit. Okay, profit. Okay, and of course, once the company make profit, especially for a company like this, that's where they can continue to scale at a very, very fast rate. And I would say that Tesla right now, they are growing. They are really growing at rocket speed. Okay, they are growing at rocket speed. Just to share with you, how crazy I would say Tesla potential growth will be. Of course, now I'm talking about NIO, okay? But at the same time, I just want to use Tesla as like a big brother because a lot of people also relate NIO as the China Tesla, right? So Tesla recently, they have actually, they are currently building this new factory in Berlin, okay, in Berlin. So just to share with you how big this new factory is, right? Okay, I actually saw this YouTube video where this YouTuber they basically drive from one end of the factory to the other end of the factory, right? Okay, so on a highway speed I'm not sure how fast is the highway speed. Maybe we're talking about 80-90 kilometers per hour, or maybe even 100 kilometers per hour. From the one end to the other end, it took 1 over minute. Okay, 1 over minute. So can you imagine? Okay, I mean in Singapore if we have a huge factory, right? Even if you have a relatively big factory from one end to the other end, maybe it will take you like 5 seconds or maybe 10 seconds. But 1 minute, just to show you how big this factory is. And if you look at the capacity of how many cars they can actually manufacture, it is about close to 10 times of their current capacity. Okay, almost 10 times of their current capacity. So we know that Tesla right now, in terms of delivery number, is really pretty crazy, almost coming to 500,000 and or more. So which also means that with all this new factory coming in, Tesla could be looking at easily a couple of 3 to 4 million or even 5 million vehicle on a year-to-year basis. So really, really crazy. So I would say that for NIO, I do look forward to the day where they actually turn positive in terms of profitability. I know some of you would also have this question as to, there are actually three of the larger or more prominent EV company in China. One is NIO, the other one is Li Auto, and the last one is actually XPeng. Okay, XPeng. So why personally for me, I chose NIO? One of the key reasons is because, okay, let's just look at the free cash flow metrics. Out of these three companies, two of the company have similar. One is NIO, the other one is actually Li Auto. In fact, Li Auto free cash flow number is also pretty amazing. Actually, if you look at the growth rate of Li Auto and XPeng, they are actually growing much faster than NIO. Okay, NIO actually is kind of slowing down. Still pretty amazing, but as compared to Li Auto and XPeng, NIO is actually kind of slowing down in terms of their recent delivery number. But why I personally choose NIO versus the other two is because NIO is building an ecosystem. I kind of love this, okay, because your surname is NIO. Yeah, that's also one of the reasons. Right. So actually, NIO is building an ecosystem. So if you actually look at some of their recent news, okay, one of the things that NIO is very powerful is actually this thing called the BaaS, like battery as a service, right? And they are actually charging almost like $300 every single month. Okay, so if let's say, for example, today you want to buy a vehicle from NIO, okay, you want to buy the latest NIO vehicle. So if you actually buy the car without battery, it's going to save you money. So which becomes more popular, especially in Singapore. If I actually can buy a car that's cheaper because without a battery, of course, why not? But what you need to do is you have to pay a subscription fee. Okay, based on their recent pricing in Norway, the monthly subscription is about $300. So which means that, for example, let's say I just throw any number. Let's say a brand new car in Singapore with battery costs 200,000. And if let's say you were to buy it without a battery, it costs you 150,000. Okay, so it's like 50,000 cheaper. But because of this saving, you have to pay like $300 on a monthly basis. I think most of us, we would actually still go for the BaaS, whereby I pay 50,000 lesser, but every month I just pay $300 for the subscription, right? So actually in the long run, this is a lot more profitable for the for the automobile company. But right at the start, because it's SaaS, okay, because of the subscription basis, the money actually will take some time to actually come in. So I can see that for Neo, their planning is actually more comprehensive, and they are more forward-looking in the future as well. All right. So that's where I chose Neo. So the next company that I wanted to share also is this company called Facebook. Okay, so again, Facebook, you can actually see that Facebook has always been, you can see all the smiley face, right? Facebook has very strongly been supported by the EMA 50 line, which is the orange line. But sometimes it also dropped even more. Okay, for example, 2021 in December, they actually dropped all the way to the EMA 200 line, which is the red line. Right, so this is like a super strong support line. So right now, as you can see, Facebook has also fallen to the strong support line of the EMA 200, and it has kind of still staying above the EMA 50 line, like being supported, right? So I would say that for people who are looking into Facebook, okay, you can actually do if you are looking for long term, I would say that right now this is also a stock where you can actually invest long term. Okay, when I say long term, basically you can just buy the share and then just leave it there. But of course, if you want to do some short term, I would say that at current point, you can also do some short term trade as well. So both short term as well as long term, I would say that is possible for Facebook. In fact, for all the companies that I've mentioned today, if you're looking at long term, I would say that you can simply just buy the share and just leave it there. All right. So what happened if let's say you're long term, but then the price after you buy continues to go down, then continue to accumulate more. Okay, that is basically my strategy. If you're long term, okay, if it drops even more, go and buy along the way. Go and make more money, go and invest. If you're looking at short term, that's where the cut loss is very important. Okay, cut loss is very important. Right. Okay, so can you help me to also type in which are the three companies that I've actually shared with all of you today? Which are the three companies? All right, again, just to benefit the rest of the people who are watching this. Right, and thanks to all the we have like 134. I didn't realize, but we have 134 of you actually watching this. Right, yeah, even though last Sunday we didn't. I was afraid today maybe only got 10% watching this. All right, yes. So again, Facebook, why they are so powerful despite all the regulatory thing, it's like, I think we have to understand that is Facebook unhealthy? It is unhealthy because everybody's like addicted to it. But yeah, at the same time, if you're a business owner, I would say that Facebook is super important for your company to grow. It's like one of the best place for you to actually run your advertisement and for your business to actually scale. So I think recently somebody actually posted, I'm sure we all know Facebook last week had had a disruption. Okay, and just that one, almost like maybe 12 hours of disruption, the amount of money that they actually lost, right, is super huge. I've forgotten the exact number. Okay, if y'all remember any news on that, right, y'all can actually type it in. Okay, but from that number alone, right, okay, you know that how crazy, how profitable Facebook is. Okay, how profitable Facebook actually is. So it's just like Jimmy mentioned now, do you like delicious and unhealthy food? It's the same thing. We all know that what they are doing is not exactly the best for our health or our mental health. Okay, but that one day without that WhatsApp, it's like, oh, how come my WhatsApp cannot send out? And things like that. You kind of feel that, wow, actually all this is, we still need it. We still need it. So really important. All right, so that is the three companies that I have for all of you today, which is Facebook, Alibaba, as well as Neo. And of course, I still remain my take. I still feel that if you are interested in Tesla, I think Tesla is definitely a company that you can continue to buy and invest in the long term. So yeah, I think a lot of people have this valuation, like how much can it go? Personally, for me, okay, I asked my mom to invest in Tesla, and she did. Okay, so every day she asks me, so when can I sell it away? I say when the stock reach 2,000, then you consider selling some away. So she asked, when will it reach 2,000? I say, just wait. Right, so when you invest long term, this is something that you can do. Just give yourself a price target and then just wait. So before it reach, you don't have to do anything. And I can assure you that when the price reach $2,000, at that point of time, maybe the valuation that you can actually give for that company, it could be 4,000 or even 5,000. Because remember, the company, especially a growing company like this, they continue to do even better. So as they continue to grow, your valuation will also continue to increase as well. Right. So it's like you can't compare somebody who just graduated and somebody who has been working for 10 years. If you just graduated, maybe you're expecting 3K pay. If you work for a few years, maybe you're expecting 5 to 6K. If you are working 10 years, maybe you should be expecting maybe 8 to 10K. Right. So remember, valuation will always increase as this company continue to grow. Just like as we continue to level up and gain experience and increase and grow in our position, our pay should continue to grow, our net worth should continue to grow as well, right? So don't be too fixated like, 10K is the max, okay, then I will stop at 10K. Okay, question. Okay, so I'm going to just bring up my face a bit. Is CRISPR a multi-bagger? Okay. I will say that CRISPR, okay, let me bring up the chart so that we can all take a look at CRISPR. Very, very interesting company. I did took a look at the chart earlier on. Okay, I think I need to, hold on. Okay, I need to bring up the chart. And I hope y'all can see. I will try to zoom in as much as I can. Okay, I know some of you feedback that it's a little bit hard to see. So for CRISPR, so what they are actually doing is immunotherapy, okay, or rather gene therapy. So this is something that is very, very new, whereby they can actually just adjust the gene and something along that line. So it is still in testing phase. Okay, although I saw the report that they are progressing really, really well. And of course, this is also a company that Katie Wood is highly betting on as well. So he has like the whole fund just on gene therapy, and CRISPR is one of the company that's in there, right? So if you ask me, this company in the long run, I think it is worth investing in because of the revolutionary industry and the technology and the science behind it, right? If you look at the chart itself, even though you can see that it is at a support, okay, it is at a support, but as of the last candle, which is over here, can you see that it is still very red? Okay, so if let's say we see something relatively green over here, okay, make sure it is green in color. Oops. Okay, make sure it is green in color. Okay, don't need to kanchong. And then another green candle. If I see something like this, then I would enter on the second candle. Maybe the first candle I will not go in first. I'll wait for the second candle, right? But right now, I would say yes, it is a very strong support area. But again, this is our short term. If you're looking at long term, then just buy and hold. Just buy and hold. Okay, let's take a look. Adobe. Actually, I wanted to share, but in the end, okay, Adobe, same thing. Okay, it is pretty similar to Facebook, whereby it is actually supported at the EMA 200. But why I didn't choose Adobe and instead I choose Facebook is because if you look at valuation wise, Adobe is still is relatively more expensive in terms of valuation as compared to Facebook. Okay, as compared to Facebook. So based on valuation wise, I personally prefer Facebook. That's why I choose Facebook. That's the main reason. But yes, if you look at this, it is also at a strong support area. So I think it's also okay to enter. But depend on your game plan. Is it short term? Is it long term? So that's important. Okay, great question, Anthony. What do you think Bitcoin will go? Let's take a look. Okay. In fact, I have a good news for all of you. Okay, so next Sunday, I have invited a Bitcoin expert to come and share with all of you. Okay, so probably in terms of the heavy lifting on the Bitcoin itself, I will leave it to the expert. And maybe y'all can also let me know what are some of the things that y'all are looking out for when it comes to Bitcoin. Okay, because Bitcoin is so huge. Like, are you interested in Bitcoin? Are you interested in alternate coin? Are you interested in the science behind it? Are you interested in the, like exactly which part of Bitcoin? And now you can even like rent out Bitcoin and collect passive income. So there's many part of this crypto space. And of course, I think a lot of people have been looking at the 50,000 price point, which is somewhere around here. Okay. Yeah. So right now it has broken above, okay, but let's see lah. Let's see how whether it can continue to go up higher. Based on this, yes, I think it looks like it can continue to go up even higher. Okay, based on this lah. Okay, but personally for me, I am not invested into crypto lah. Okay, one of the key reason is still the unknown. Okay, the unknown. Especially when it comes to China. If you look at China recently, they have actually classified, crypto as illegal. Okay, crypto as illegal. All right. So again, you have to understand that the China is not here to destroy crypto. Okay. In fact, I think the technology behind crypto, the blockchain, is really, really important. But again, this crypto, the whole idea is that it is not going to be regulated. But from a government perspective, they need to control you. So it cannot be unregulated. And whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, there's no such thing as no regulation. Okay, there's no such thing as no regulation. End of the day, everything will still be regulated. Okay, everything is still regulated, because end of the day, if you look at the US dollar, the US dollar is worth zero. Technically, it's worth zero. It's full of debt. Okay, it is backed by who? It is backed by the US government. Okay, which is again a highly controlled organization. So I would say that the China, they are now actually coming in to control this crypto space. I think if you look at the news, there are many news that China is coming out with their own China currency, China digital currency, right? So there's probably something that they want to, come out with lah. Okay, and again, for China, I think my take is always the same. When the thing is growing, they will not do anything. In fact, they will let the thing grow until a certain size whereby it is matured. Then they will come in and regulate. And I think crypto is the same thing. Okay, over the last couple of years, you can see that the China has been, not say promoting lah, but the growth in China in terms of the crypto space is super, super huge. All right. And I think right now is the time whereby they feel that, okay, now is the time for me to just come in and literally just control everything, or rather set some regulation, okay, so that I can still control the whole movement. So I would say with China coming in, I do see that the US is going to copy, okay, because there's no way that China come with their own digital currency and the US not do anything. So I do see that moving forward, US is probably planning out the same thing, which is going to be a US digital currency, and probably other country is going to follow suit as well, right? So again, I think nothing has changed lah. We are just moving from a currency to another currency, which everything will still be regulated by the government. Okay. So that's personally for me. At least for me, I still prefer to invest in something that has real returns, real returns. Okay. Something like a company whereby it is generating a profit, right? But personally, for me, if you ask me in terms of the crypto, am I against it? I'm not against it. In fact, I feel that, if you have 5% or 10% portfolio into crypto, I would say that for long term, again, this is definitely for long term. Please try not to trade, like short-term trading for crypto. If you are holding it for long term, like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, I would say that it is okay. It is okay. So if you want to know which coin to look at, okay, to invest for long term, next week, okay, I invite the right person to share with you. Then they'll be more powerful. Okay, yeah. So let me just take a few more questions before we wrap it up. Okay, so Albert is asking this company called SESE, right? So I don't know what exactly you're asking, but if you look at the chart itself, okay, it is actually bouncing off the EMA 50, which is great, which is great. But why personally for me I will not enter is because, okay, the upside, as you can see, let me just zoom in a little bit for you. Maybe it's okay. Okay, the upside, okay lah. The upside got about 10%. So 10% for me is still reasonable. Just to make sure that y'all can see. Okay, so if we based on the rebound to hit the previous high, okay, it is 10%. It is 10%. I hope y'all can see, but this is actually 10%. So anything that's less than 10% to me, I will not look at it. Anything that's 10%, I will consider. Right. So I think yes, C Limited, these are all short term. Okay. I don't really have a long-term perspective of C Limited, at least for now. Okay. Okay, next one is LMT. LMT, right? Very interesting. Lockheed Martin. Yes. So you can see all this company you share. I also, I'm also taking a look at it, lah. Right. So yes. Personally, for me, I think Lockheed Martin is also at a price point that is, it is being supported, lah, at the support area as well. So it really depends on your game plan. If your game plan is short term, or when I say short term, it can be less than a month or even up maximum 2 to 3 months lah. Okay, so it's like short to mid term. Just for a swing trade like this, or even a small upside, I would say that this is more for trading lah. You can see that even though the gap looks up lah, but actually this is like a 13%. Okay, 13%. LMT, based on valuation, it is actually undervalued as well. So I would say that this is also a company that you can hold for long term as well. Okay, let me just zoom out for all of you to see. Okay, can you see this company? Actually, this is a very, very solid and very defensive stocks. Okay, I would say that it is not a stock that will make you become a millionaire. Okay, yeah, unless you put like $1 million in it, then yes, become a millionaire. But it is a company that it will continue to grow, as time goes along. Because especially with China getting stronger and stronger, so I can tell you that the US is going to spend even more money on defense. Okay, it's going to spend even more money on defense, and like the Taiwan and the China thing that's going on. China, the US is like continuously supplying missile, fighter jet to Taiwan. So business is definitely good for Lockheed Martin, right? So when there's uncertainty in the market, okay, more money is going to be pumped into the defense sector, okay, because that is the only thing that will show whose muscle is bigger. So I would say that at current price point, definitely looks attractive, both in terms of long-term holding as well as short-term trade. Thanks for sharing, Ivan. All right, let me just look at some of the other. Okay, Foot Locker, very, very interesting. I haven't seen this company for a long time. Okay. Yeah. So first thing first, if you look at this company, right, you can actually see that it is going down. Okay, so the trend is actually still going down. I don't see any support area, at least for this particular company. So at the current point, let's not do anything unless you're planning to short it, but again, we have to look at the financial, because I think retail in US is actually pretty strong. Okay, retail in US is actually pretty strong. So I will probably not do anything for Foot Locker. What about TSM? Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, since you talk about it, okay. Okay, these are over already, so you can see what really come down. Okay, so TSM, my favorite company. Okay, one of my favorite company. So yes, personally for me, I do see that TSM is also worth entering. Okay, for short-term trade. Okay, based on support and resistance. Yeah, so you can see basically this is my potential. This is my direction, okay, for TSM. But I do also have to say that TSM, right, is actually there is also actually a huge regulatory risk for TSM. Okay, you can see that TSM is actually stuck between China and US, okay, because of the technology, because a lot of US company actually depends a lot on TSM. Okay, a lot of US company, like if we look at companies like Nvidia, we look at companies like Apple, everybody is like depending on TSM. So like Tesla using a lot of Nvidia chip, and where does Nvidia chip comes from? Okay, it's also manufactured from TSM. So you can see like, wow, literally, right, if today we shut down the whole TSM, the economy will definitely get impacted. Okay, a lot of tech company will actually get impacted. So very, very important. That's why the US is like trying all ways to secure TSM. And they recently they also did something okay, to try to actually get them to their side. Okay, to get TSM to the US side. In fact, TSM is actually already towards the US side. Okay, because of all the collaboration and all the companies that they are actually being benefiting from. And of course, for China, as mentioned earlier, China is trying to develop a lot into the semiconductor industry. Again, why? Because, for example, if we look at Huawei is used to be one of the leading, technology for 5G, right? And of course, even for Huawei, they used to actually get chip from TSM. Okay, they get chip from TSM. And so because of the China-US thing, TSM had to drop Huawei. So which also means that right now, Huawei don't really have access to the technology, the chip technology that TSM actually offer. So this is very important because without the technology, a lot of things will actually be impacted. So of course, China is trying to develop their own semiconductor industry. Okay, they're coming into that. They're trying to come up with and build up their own semicon. But again, it is not something that they can just develop because, like I said, it is highly advanced and also relatively complicated. So I think one of the reasons why China is like they want Taiwan, I personally feel that one of the reasons is actually because of TSM. Okay, in fact, if you ask me, like Taiwan is not really that huge. Like for China, they can literally just leave Taiwan there and then just heck care it But why are they like constantly they want to bring Taiwan to their side and unify? I think one of the key reasons is because of TSM. Because once Taiwan unify with China, naturally TSM will kind of get like they have no choice They have no choice. They'll fall into the regulation. So that's the thing So there's also this regulatory thing that is happening for TSM, right? But will it happen? Let's see how. Okay, yeah, China recently very active at Taiwan region. Yes, LNT is undervalued based on dividend yield. Okay, let's look at the last question. Last question. Okay. What about QCOM? Let's take a look at QCOM. Yeah, so you can see okay. This stock right now, right? If you look at the line, right, it's like ding dong, like twisting here and there, right? Okay. It's a good thing. Because why? I love a stock that's go ding dong, so that it's go a little bit sideways Okay, yeah, somewhere around sideways you can see. Right. So yes, I do see that for TSM, right now it's also at a strong support area. Let me just zoom in a little bit to see further. Yeah, probably let's just wait a little while. I think somewhere is around 123, 124. So let's see if it can come down and rebound stronger. So you can see right now the selling is still relatively strong, right? Can you see? So selling is still relatively strong. So it could come down further. Then wait for the rebound. Okay, wait for it to bounce up before you enter. So this one can wait. TSM, is it okay to have the red candle when bouncing off from the support? It'll be good. That's why I say wait for Monday. Monday is actually also quite important to see whether the stock will go sideways or actually the market will go up. Right. So preferably I like to enter on the red day. On the green day. Okay, so a lot of people say, wow, today already go up. Not a good time to go in. In fact, when the day is green, I like to go in because I want the strength to continue. Okay, I like the buying to continue. Right. Okay. I think there's still a couple of more questions. Okay, so I'll just take the last two questions. Okay, before I wrap it up. Okay, just nice 10 o'clock. First question, PACB. Okay, I think this is a company that I've shared before. Yeah. So this one is purely based on chart. I never look at the fundamental of this particular company before. All right. So I mean, for this company, you can see that yes, previously I did share but I did share when somewhere I think it was somewhere around here. But right now, okay, not exactly that nice Okay, especially when I think today there are quite a number of good company, or rather relatively strong company with very, very beautiful TA. I would rather go for other company. Okay, so very importantly, okay, especially when it comes to trading, right? Your portfolio sizing is very, very important. Just to really reiterate is that I know a lot of you are very excited. It's like, wow, all of these opportunity, all going. Remember, market can always U-turn. Remember the first thing that I mentioned, the trend can change anytime. Okay, the trend can change anytime. The last thing you want to do, especially when you're having too many short-term positions, is you go all in and then the market change direction, and then you know there's no way you can actually recover. So having portfolio sizing is really, really important. Okay. And of course, that's why it's very important for you to have a balance of some long-term position whereby you just buy and then just leave it there. If it drops, just let it drop. You're not going to sell it away. If you're having a long-term perspective, you're not going to sell it away. When the price drops, you're going to buy more. That's thing that you need to do. Okay, but when you're doing trading, if you're wrong, you actually need to sell it away lah. So either you can do stop loss, or depending on the strategy that you are actually doing, right? So that is for trading. So trading is very different from long-term investing, right? So over here, you can actually do both. But very importantly is you must be clear what is it that you're trying to do. Okay, so TACB, I think it's decent, but I think there are many better opportunity, okay, which I will probably focus on the rest. What is your view of Cloudflare and CrowdStrike? I think the price has came down quite a fair bit. I haven't really taken a look at it, but let me just take a look at Cloudflare. Wow, okay, that was a very nice recovery. Okay, I didn't really expect that, but anyway, Cloudflare, okay, both are in the, how to say, they are in the cybersecurity area lah. Okay, and I know that Cloudflare, they actually focus on smaller company as compared to CrowdStrike. They focus more on the larger company. All right. So to be honest, I think they are in a very good field. Okay, because of technology. You know, nowadays everything is going online. But based on valuation, I personally feel that Cloudflare is pretty overvalued lah. Let me just show you. It's just something that I am not personally very, very comfortable with lah. That's why I didn't really go in. Okay. Yeah, you can actually see that. Let me just zoom in for all of you to see. Can you see the price to sales? Okay, price to sales. 2019 was 19. 2020 was 58. Now it's 80. I honestly don't know how, even if they are growing at I don't know, like a 50%, 100% year-on-year growth. I don't know how they are able to answer this price to sales of 80. Okay, which is pretty crazy. And don't forget, this company is still not profitable. Okay, so that is the question mark. That's the question mark for me. But of course, based on chart, the answer is yes. If it breaks above the all-time high strongly, okay, then it could continue to go higher. Just to share with you an example, what does it mean? For example, if you look at this area, okay, okay, so you can see the stock ding dong. Okay, this one went above okay, then comes back down, comes here. So this is this was like the previous high. I want you to imagine this was the stop. Okay, so ding dong. And then what happened? It breaks the high, okay, strongly. Again, I can see, don't have to kanchong. Wait one more day. It's okay to enter the 1 day later. So you can see, subsequently the upside is like very, very strong. Right. So yeah, to be honest, this one is like it is very nice chart but I just don't know when it will come back down. Yeah, so yeah, like chasing the high Okay, let's look at CrowdStrike. CRWD, CRWD. CrowdStrike a bit more like rational. But still, I don't see any opportunity. I don't see any opportunity to enter as of now. So yeah, so again, like I said, based on TA, not exactly the best that I will want to look at. And in terms of FA, I personally just feel that they are overvalued. They are overvalued. Okay, but again, valuation, this kind is very subjective. It depends on how long you're looking at it. What is overvalued now? If you look at it 10 years later, it can be very, very much undervalued. But again, are you willing to hold it for 10 years? That's the question. And along these 10 years, can the stock drop to $100 over? The answer is also yes. So it really depends on what is your strategy, and also how are you going to invest in this, and do you have a very, very long-term perspective and view of this company, and can they continue to grow, okay, over the next 10 years as well? 10 years is a very long term, so that's why you need to continue to monitor this company and make sure that they are growing as per what you're expecting them to grow. Yeah, so I think that's basically all I have for all of you. Okay, so yeah, if you have any other questions, okay, don't worry I will still be able to answer them inside the Telegram. Okay, Yeah, so just leave the comment inside the Telegram, or just drop us a message on our Facebook, okay, Ultimate Investing, and then we'll probably answer them accordingly as well. If not, okay, that's the end of my session for tonight. Again, really appreciate all of you for joining me tonight on a Sunday. Yeah. Even though I am not PM Lee, I am actually, maybe you can call me evening new. Okay, yeah, I'm evening new. So every Sunday I'll be meeting you guys for Market Watch. So the next one will actually be this coming next Sunday. Okay, so usually we'll do it at 9 p.m. So again, I will update you guys inside the Telegram. So if there's any changes, you guys will also know inside the Telegram as well. So I think very importantly, okay, while we are investing in the stock market, I think next week is going to be really exciting. I think there's a lot of opportunities that's coming up. Very importantly still, I think take care of your health. Okay, stay safe. If you need a new haircut, y'all can also get a new haircut. Have a new wig. New wig means maybe you can dye green color, so your portfolio will also be green. Okay. Most importantly, everyone stay safe, stay healthy. And I think on behalf of the government, also, stay at home lah. Yeah, that's all I have for all of you. So thanks everyone for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week for Market Watch episode 24. All right. Thanks and bye-bye.